Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. It's early in the morning and I'm at the office trying to get ahead of my work because I actually have jury duty today. And in honor of that, I thought I would make a quick video answering some of the internet's most asked questions about jury duty. Let's get started. But first, let me just say, I know jury duty gets a bad rap because you have to step away from your current obligations to serve. But being in a country that allows juries is really such an honor. The jury system, the jury, is the most powerful form of government, and it's comprised of everyday people. And oftentimes you're deciding the most important issue in somebody's life. It could be anything from whether or not someone can maintain their freedom to whether or not a corporation could or should be held accountable for their negligence, and everything in between. All the jurors who I've ever talked to remember their time on a jury for the rest of their life. They remember the parties, they remember the facts, they remember because it is truly something important. While inconvenient, I hope that anybody who's watching this who might have jury duty coming up recognizes the importance of going there with a good attitude and treating it like something special, because it is. Okay, with that said, let's jump into some of the internet's questions about jury duty. Question 1, what do I wear to jury duty? Wear something comfortable. You don't have to wear a coat and tie. Wear something maybe warm. Sometimes courthouses can get a little bit cold in my experience, but wear something comfortable because you could be sitting for a few hours. I'm gonna wear a coat and tie today just because I am a lawyer and I am likely in front of these judges all the time, so I want to show respect. Question 2, is the case I'm reporting for jury duty on a civil or criminal case? That just depends on the county. For instance, Harris County in Houston, the county that I'm going to serve on today, does not specify whether or not you are being called for a criminal or civil jury panel. That will be decided once we get there. But every county is different. I would just look at your jury summons to see if it gives you any sort of details. But if not, they will distribute the jury pool accordingly once you show up. Question 3, what's going to happen at jury duty? What's going to happen is you're going to sit through a process called voir dire. Voir dire is a preliminary examination of the jury panel. The attorneys to the case and sometimes even the judge are going to try to find out as much about you as possible. And the reason for doing this is that they want to find any jurors who may be biased. And it's not so much finding jurors who are good for your case, it's more so finding jurors who are bad for your case. Because after all, while no case is ever won or lost in voir dire, it is critically important to both parties that they start the case on a level playing field. So that's the whole point of voir dire. You're going to be asked questions and you just need to answer them truthfully. A good example of this is the death penalty. Hypothetically, if I'm an individual who does not believe in the death penalty and I get called to sit on a jury panel in which the state is seeking the death penalty for the case at hand, well, I'm likely going to be struck for cause because the state knows that even if they're able to prove their burden, then I, as an individual, will still likely have a difficult time following the law as instructed. So I am not a good candidate to serve on this jury. Question 4, what are my odds of being picked for the jury? That's a great question, and that actually depends greatly on a couple of things. 1, what kind of case is it and how many juror members are on or going to serve? And 2, where you're seated in the jury panel. So I'm going to talk about the second prong because I can't really go over all the different types of jury sizes in a short video. But with respect to where you're seated in the jury, before you walk into the jury panel, you're going to be assigned a number. A general rule of thumb is the lower your number, the greater chances you have to serve on the jury. Jury panels consist of anywhere from 48 to 90 in my experience, and generally what we tell potential jurors is if your number is between 1 and 12, you have about a 50% chance of serving on the jury. If your number is between 13 and 24, that is about a 33% chance of serving on the jury. 25 to 36, that's maybe a 1/6 chance of serving on the jury, and anything after that is roughly about a 10% chance of serving on the jury. And the reason for this is the way jury selection works is you take the first 12 jurors who have not been struck either for cause or for discretionary reasons, and that's your jury panel. So as you work your way down the list, those 12 seats fill up pretty quick. Question 5. Can my employer punish me for missing work to serve jury duty? No, they can't. In fact, in all states, I believe missing jury duty is actually a punishable offense. So you better not miss jury duty. And you should have at least 3 to 4 weeks notice of your jury duty summons so you can give your employer a heads up. But no, they cannot punish you. Question 6, how can I get out of jury duty? And I just knew that this question was going to pop up in one fashion or the other. So there are a couple ways you can get out of jury duty in good faith. Number 1 is when you receive your jury summons, you likely also receive a form that you could submit asking to defer your jury service for another date and time if this one was inconvenient for whatever reason. Number 2 is if something came up at the last minute and you have to go to your jury service, you can ask the court to excuse you. However, this is totally up to the discretion of the court, and they will decide whether or not your reason lacks merit. And of course, there's the bad faith videos on YouTube that I see how to get out of jury duty by faking biased or citing jury nullification or something like that. But again, guys, jury duty is so important, and I just ask that if you go to serve on a jury, you do so in good faith, because you are literally dealing with somebody's life is going to be in that jury's hands. Question 7, if I get picked for the jury, how long is the case going to take? And I don't know. Cases can range anywhere from a couple hours to a couple of months. So it just depends on what kind of case you get selected for. Okay, that's all the time I have today. I have to get down to the courthouse. If you still have any questions about jury duty, please leave your question in the comments below, and I'll do my best to respond to you, or I'll make another video about jury duty. I hope you enjoyed this and found it interesting. I rest my case.